Are you on a forklift?
Yeah, yeah.
You are a son of a bitch.
Un saluto a
Hey,
tutti.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the AJC. It is another Juventus match day. We're getting ready for Juventus versus Cremonese, and it is myself and Mr. Lucci. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're going to kick things off on this Mother's Day edition, all right? Wishing a happy Mother's Day to
All those
all the
wonderful mothers.
fantastic ladies out there, all right? And mothers out there, and especially Juventinas, all right? So, yeah, kick things off. The first note I had was this because we have missed some pretty, some key moments here and there. So I made sure that was the first note I wrote down was to say Happy Mother's Day. Because if I got off the show and then didn't do it, man, what a sack of shit I would feel like. And then Mama Goose would not be happy when she's checking out the show, all right? So there you go. Now, we're going to say what's up to everybody in the live chat here. See how everybody's doing. Locatelli saying keen scoring today. All right. So early call right there. Mr. Cappuccino, buongiorno. Morning to Mr. Nonies here. Saying what's up to the AJC Army. And again, yes, thank you for the heads up. Tal, my man, let's get this win for Fina alla fine, for fuck's sakes. That line kills me. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, but if we don't have the motto, we don't have anything, right? And that video actually smashed on TikTok. 225K views. I think the followers just shot up like nothing. It was hilarious. So TikTok loved it. Instagram didn't get as much, like 15K or something? I don't know. Who knows with these algorithms or anything, but there's a bunch of people that appreciated that. That watch along was lit, by the way, for how bad the game was. That watch along was fire. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen for this next big one on Thursday, but we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. What's up? Look at this. UA Boy 99 coming in from South Africa. Always a pleasure seeing you here in the chat, my friend. Absolute legend. All right, so let's get into it. So tackle some of the news, some of the things we need to talk about before we get to the match in front of us, which is obviously Cremonese. We're going to talk about, first up, the U.S. Tour is announced. All right, so U.S. Tour announced. We have 3 dates. There was supposed to be 4, but the Snakes, Inter, dropped out, okay? And they dropped out, and then it took 1 extra date away from this tour. That's just what I had heard. July 22nd, San Francisco. They will play Barcelona. 27th of July, they'll be in Los Angeles playing Milan. And August 2nd, against Real Madrid in Orlando. All right, so that is what we have for the U.S. Tour. I'm still waiting on more of the details. My guess is that they are going to be signing up and setting up shop and camp in Los Angeles again, but I still don't have any confirmations of that. I should have that over the next couple days. Now, Pog Start, we're going to talk about Pog Start, all right? We're going to talk about that as well. Obviously, in the press conference leading up to this one, he said he's not sure if he can ramp up. Max Allegri says he's not sure if he can ramp up his minutes yet because he's not sure about recovery. Thursday, everybody. So let's just wait. But the U.S. Tour is announced. I'm pretty jacked up on it. Lucci, you going to be able to make any of those or what?
I'm going to try.
Yeah, are you thinking West Coast or are you going to go
West
down
Coast
to Orlando? It's going to be hot as hell down in Orlando August 2nd.
I don't know. I'd rather go West Coast, to be honest, especially if that's where they're going to be kicking around for most of it.
My guy. So right now we're throwing around Los Angeles or San Fran, obviously. Myself and my wife's going to join me this summer. But I'm thinking Los Angeles again.
Wait, don't you have kids?
Yes. Well, I mean,
just leave the kids at home?
we have family. I mean, family.
Just pawn them off to your parents?
They can go to the lake for a weekend. They'll have a great time. Take it easy, man. I mean,
Should take them with you.
They're not going to be into that. The one's too small. Come on, Luch. It's part of one of my nightmares is a 2-year-old on an airplane, no matter how long the flight is. So
Fair point.
nah, it's okay. There'll be lots of trips for the girls, and we actually do have a bunch planned later on this year that involves the kids. All right. So, but thanks for looking out for them, Luch. Okay. Now, Los Angeles is what we're thinking so far, but I haven't locked anything down right now. Animesh saying Inter can't afford the plane tickets to US. Not surprised at all. There you go. There you go. So now Vlahović in the news again. It's Gazzetta, and this was one where the daily update video just kind of took off in terms of fans' feelings, and it has been so divided in terms of those that are just ready to sell immediately, and then those that think that it's still not a fair shake for him and that we got to see him in a better setup because all our forwards really aren't excelling. Luch, how do you feel about the Vlahović news and just constantly hearing this?
This rumor is not going away, so I'm wondering if there's some truth to him actually considering not staying, right? Again, with that said, I think it's got to be him or it's got to be Max. You can't continue with both of them because clearly that chemistry is not working so well. So if Max stays, I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to leave. I'd get it, but then again, I'd rather see him stay and show what he can do under a different coach, different system, different style, all that.
Yeah, and even the Allegri thing, the Vlahović thing. And then, of course, the uncertainty with what's going to happen. We're expecting points coming back as a penalty. Obviously, May 22nd, somewhere around 9 points. I've heard it could be 12 too. So all that mess to take away only 3 points, regardless. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me or whatnot. We'll see what happens. But all these league games become crucial. But I think with so much going on, it's really hard to predict right now, and all we can go on and what we can talk about is right now is just you can't tell what's going to happen. The reports suggest from Gazzetta that Juventus no longer sees him as untouchable, but as far as that goes, I would take that with a grain of salt too, because everything we have ever gotten from the big guys, you know, your Romeos, your Mirkos and whatnot, is that Juve does not want to sell Dusan Vlahović. It will ultimately come down to him if he requests a transfer. I haven't heard all of that. As of yet, I have heard none of that coming from his camp saying he is for sure like turning in a transfer request or anything like that. We've heard he's disgruntled. We've heard some links about Chiesa potentially being disgruntled, but I'm still not getting anything from the big guys in terms of how disgruntled players are or what the feelings and what the thoughts are there. But I definitely think there's more going on behind the scenes than what we're seeing for face value. Max Allegri is uncertain, if you ask me. And not only from the club's level, but I would not be surprised if also he decides that, you know what, maybe, just maybe walks away and they find some type of severance package and work together in breaking free. I would not be surprised by that. Vlahović, I wouldn't be surprised either way. I've been saying for a month, I see it as 50-50. He could definitely ask to go away. What happens with the European thing also affects these other guys. What happens with Allegri probably affects Rabiot too. Allegri in European play probably affects Rabiot. His willingness to even discuss potentially staying at the same wage or going down or whatnot. What happens with European play, what happens with Max, directly is probably going to affect Vlahović. And right now, when it comes to Allegri, that's not a for sure either. A lot of fans feel like it's a for sure, it's a lock. I'm not so sure based on what I'm getting out of here. And Giuntoli is apparently, we've got terms defined, and that's where it starts. It starts with a sporting director. He's going to have his right-hand man in there. Who's to say Giuntoli doesn't say, hey, you know what? Maybe a different coach. Now, I realize, here's the kicker. He wanted Max at Napoli. And a lot of people kind of missed that bit there or whatever, but he wanted Max at Napoli. Max actually turned them on to Spalletti. So, interesting little thing there for those that feel like Gintoli's going to come in and quickly say, see you later to Allegri. So, there's a lot going on. What we got to do right now, lock down these games, man, because we're going to get that point penalty. Milan dropping that game yesterday, massive for us.
Yep. Lazio too.
Yeah,
The
Lazio.
draw. Yep.
But right now, if you're looking at that gap, it's set up for Juventus to kind of protect themselves if that point penalty is indeed going to be 9 points, okay? Because we're at 66. Milan in the 5th spot is at 61 points. So we got 5 points clear. Today, we can go 8 points clear. And we have to play Milan on the 27th. Okay, so this could set up in a situation for Juventus to protect themselves regardless of that point penalty. It is up to us. We have to win out. Okay? It's simple as that. It's laid out for us. We got to win out. Now, today, Cremonese, we should get the win, but how many times have we said we should? We got to get this done.
Too many times.
Too many times. We'll see. And we are going to get to this game and everything, but let's talk Vlahović just in terms of our personal thoughts. Do you think it's a fair shake, and would you make a move? Let's say an offer does come in, 70 mil, but let's say he doesn't want to leave. For you, what does it depend on to even think about considering moving him?
It depends on his desire to stay or leave, obviously, and the amount that's being offered, in my opinion. I know he's had a rough season, but is 70 really enough? That's how much we paid for him.
Yeah.
Like, I would want more, obviously. And that might sound biased, but you can't be a 22-year-old selling for the same amount you bought him a year and a half ago for. You gotta get some revenue on that if you're gonna make a move.
Yeah. I feel like, and I know the majority, and on the daily update video yesterday was sell him if you get the offer coming in here. We got Jeremiah saying, yeah, for 80 million, I'd move him and whatnot. I just can't help but feel, again, if I go through Chiesa, Milik, Keane, all these guys, like nobody is excelling.
Mm-hmm.
And to get rid of like the top prospect you had there, this guy that was a hot commodity that we went out and beat teams to, and he wanted to join us. It's not right for me. It just does, something about it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Again, looking at the whole situation, and credit to Anthony who put together this stat for us on Friday afternoon. This is kind of one of the things that just shows me there's so much we're lacking, and it's this stat line, okay? This stat line is terrible when Juventus concedes. So we have conceded in 28 games this year, okay? So in 9 of them, Juve's gone 1-0 up. And in those games, we've got 4 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. 19 games that we've conceded, we've gone down 1-0. That's a problem in its own right there, okay? Is that you're falling behind in way too many games. So you're behind the 8 ball. 1 win, 5 draws, and 13 losses after going 1-0 down. Now,
who's that 1 win against? Sorry, do you know?
I don't know who the win was against.
I'm trying to remember,
but
oh well.
This just, what's your thoughts on the stat line when you hear it like immediately?
That's
Other
awful.
than it's terrible. But what does it make you think about?
And like, are we not mentally capable of coming back in games? Like, are we mentally weak? What's going on here? Just because, so it was Torino.
So
I
the
thought
Torino
so.
4-2.
I mean, so that's not really a good example because Torino stinks. So, what was that? Well, what did he threw me off. I forget what I was saying now.
For me, it tells me instantly that we have an approach issue, a major approach issue. Okay. This is one of the things that I was criticizing Max for when we lost to Inter in that Coppa Italia semi. And he said, I got the approach, like the approach was awful today and it was wrong. That's been our approach literally all year. And I said that right after he said, I go, that's been our approach the whole time. If it's wrong for this game, how on earth is it not wrong for every single other time we go out there? We've played inferior opponents and we've been the ones looking inferior. This stat line, it shows that to me.
And just like, obviously, okay, you need your players to step up, when you go down, so on and so forth. But does that not come back to the coach and the way he wants you to play, how to start, take each game in, 10, 15 minute, sections, whatever he tells them. But like, you're starting slow, you're looking like you don't want to even play. So is that on the players? Is that on the coach? Is it on both? Like, something just isn't connecting. You got to be able to score more than one goal a game. Like, what's our average goal a game? It's probably under one.
I think we'll be over. We'll be over based
how
on
many
the
games have we
played,
how many games have we scored more than one?
47, 48 or something. I don't know. But
in 30 games?
In 34 games or something, yeah. So it's obviously just going to be slightly over one.
Just over one. That's awful.
Yeah. Well, there's only one team that's way up on that, and I think that's Napoli. I think again, we're all in that range, but that doesn't make it right.
Right. That just shows the lack of quality in Serie this year, or the lack of conviction by many teams.
When you're looking at this stat, for me, it's like, number one, total wrong approach because you're falling behind way too often, okay? Mm-hmm. And then not only that, but it points to a mentality thing. And I called it out against Sevilla because the way we started the game, I was fine with. And if we wanted to go back and forth, whatever, we were a little suspect at the back. Maybe would have liked to clamp down a little bit, but we were fearful that we were going to concede again, okay? We were afraid we were going to concede again. We played scared after we conceded. I've always said my personal belief, okay? And somebody on the daily update videos didn't quite like it. Asked me what my accomplishments were as a coach that I could criticize Max Allegri. I didn't realize you needed a fucking UEFA license or whatever to share criticisms, and that it wasn't enough to just follow the game your entire life and be involved with it in multiple different levels. Now all of a sudden we have had to have coached Juventus in order to talk about what's going on at Juventus. Look, I asked him, what are your credentials to tell me that mine don't matter? It got pretty silent there. Anyways, nonetheless, what a joke of a comment anyways. Now, here's the thing. For me, your team, a team in general, is always a reflection of the manager. For me, I've been calling it out all year. It's too safe, okay? And when things were going right, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's great. Push forward. We just need to get that offense clicking, whatever. But you just need to turn it up, dial it up a little bit more. It just never came. We're waiting for guys to get healthy. These guys are healthy. Mm-hmm. You've got Chiesa available. Pog's coming back with some minutes here and there. You've got Di Maria. You've had Di Maria for a good stretch and whatnot. It's like you've had Vlahović and whatnot. It's not happening. For me, this team is, for whatever reason, always going to revert back to a safety-first mentality. And that in itself nurtures a scared feeling when you concede. I see a team that's afraid after we go 1-0 down. The proof is in these numbers. Because that's terrible, terrible statistics to carry for a year. So that is a bad stat line for Max Allegri in his second year. It's bad. What do you think about everything I'm saying, Lucci? I mean, we've felt it.
I mean, we've talked about this practically all season, how the team is just not capable of, getting that taking that next step, even when they do go down. Like they still look scared, they look fragile. Yeah, I was just gonna say this, like it's been a problem all year, even probably even some of last year as well.
Yeah.
Like man, you just can't continue like that. You can't just be the inferior team to even teams that are not even comparable to you. It's just you're not going to be successful that way. uh,
Yeah.
I
Now,
think we've given them the benefit of the doubt too many times. I don't know.
with all due respect to Faraz here, here's where it gets interesting because while I feel a certain way, I don't think it's criminal to defend Allegri. I don't think it's at that extent, okay? And the reason is, again, this is not a season of ordinary circumstances.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot going on. And, we see a guy like Pogba come in. He makes the difference for everybody, including Di Maria. And if they were banking on that more than they should have at the start of the year, that's one thing. That hurts because we can all see, I always said this guy's quality. He makes a big difference. A team will suffer without him being able to be in their starting 11. However, okay, I think Max did a good job managing all the unnecessary circumstances of this year. But for me, again, to feel comfortable moving forward, I'm not quite there. But I do think it's a bit too much to just say flat out, it's not even a discussion. I think he's got himself in a position where you can think about it. And this is where it gets interesting because this is the fear and this is what we're seeing online. And number one, I can't sympathize with this or empathize with this in any way, shape, or form. But we saw that clip that I posted from this guy, Afsim or whatever, going out there. He literally got pissed off when Juventus scored the equalizer on Thursday. He was pissed off because he wants Max gone. And now he's decided, and for quite a long time, he's decided to no longer cheer the team and actually goes into these watch-alongs, these lives, hoping Juventus will lose so that he could see Max gone. Number one, for me, if it ever got to a point where I'm rooting against Juventus, I can assure you all, I will not even be I've got so many things I could spend my time on to actively go out to watch somebody lose so that I could personally be right is crazy to me. And something I can never, ever, ever side with. That's wild to me, okay? But let's just take the situation in general, because I have seen this question and I've got in my WhatsApp a couple times, Lucci, and that's, would you rather Juve win Europa League but Max remains, or lose Europa League so Max will go away? And for me, I still say you win Europa League. You deal with what's to come. Yeah, let's win it. We haven't won a European trophy since 96.
A win is a win. A trophy is a trophy. Like that again, and that probably also brings in a bunch of revenue too, which we need because we are broken. This summer could be an absolute disaster. So why would you not listen? If you're gonna not support a team, just stop supporting. Support someone else.
Exactly.
Why waste your time going against the team you apparently want to support?
I can assure you this. I'm not going to do watch-alongs for Inter to laugh and watch and just shit on them as much as I hate them. No, it's ridiculous to me. But for me, yeah, you win the goddamn trophy. We deal with the rest, and you trust the office staff in doing what they're doing. And look, I know it's hard, but if for whatever reason, and sometimes we don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes, but
Yep.
if these guys come in And they believe, like, Giuntoli comes in, and if him and the new management team, if they believe that Max should get another season and whatnot, would it be the absolute end of the world like everybody's kind of seemingly make it? I'm not so sure. And you just kind of touched on it too. The Mercado's going to be very soft this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, win this goddamn tournament. What are we talking about here? And if we have to ride out Max for another year while we're just getting Giuntoli coming in, the argument could be made. And this is why I go back to that comment about it's criminal to defend Max. The argument could be made. You ride this out while Giuntoli can spend time cleaning things up, getting things right to where they need to be, and then if Max doesn't dial it up,
that step, yeah.
You make that cut, right? Because I don't think we're gonna have the money to bring in a coach that everybody wants. Right. Everybody's dreaming about certain names and whatnot. It ain't gonna be them.
I agree. The counter argument to that is
this right here.
Well, yes, but does that take a toll on Chiesa and Vlahović? If they're not performing up to what they want to, and they're not playing in the right positions, or they're not whatever. Like, does that frustrate them enough to want to leave? That would be my concern with that.
Well, that's just it. That's the kicker, and that's what Anthony and I discussed a couple weeks ago on one of these live shows, and we said there is no way right now at Juventus that you could risk losing
exactly
certain pillars. Chiesa is the name that I can assure everybody here. I can assure you all. If he is thinking about turning in a transfer request, that will turn a lot of heads in Turin. And that would be a difference-making approach. Now, there are fans that feel a certain way, that say you can't let players have that type of influence. It turns them into prima donnas.
I mean, I get that, but if they're having a meeting with management and there's 5 or 6 of them saying the same thing, that you want to build your team around for the future, that's not being prima donnas. That's pretty much the whole team being on the same page and seeing there's a problem. So you can't go against half of your starting 11 saying, yeah, we got some issues and this might be a long-term problem. If nothing changes, we want out. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
If it's 1 or 2, then I'd understand. Like, if it's one player complaining about the same thing, I get it. Then that he might be an issue. But if you have a large chunk of the same players saying the same thing, that's an eye-opener for sure.
Yeah. And this is why I say there's so many moving pieces here, so many things to consider. Point penalties, Max Allegri, players being disgruntled. But I will promise all of you, if Chiesa and those rumblings are true, it's gonna turn heads, and it would push Juve to do something along those lines. I can assure you that. Okay, from what I'm getting and everything, that's kind of what sparked some of the talks that I was given from that source. When I told you all that my source said it is slim chances that Max Allegri remains next season, okay, as coach at Juventus, it kind of stemmed off what's going on in the dressing room as well, okay? So, hey, nobody's going to know right now. It's way too soon. We have to wait and see. Right now, at the moment, though, again, going back to some of the fans that are not supporting the team to get Max leave, I'm not there. I never will be. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely never will be. Okay? And Omer has got a beautiful point in here, okay, saying that these fans that are doing that, okay, It's a little bit funny because we demand fino alla fine from the players, yet we can't do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like that. It's fino
Yep.
alla fine, okay? Till the bitter end, no matter what. Ride or die. So we are going to ride this thing out. We have to win out. I want to win Europa League. I want to give UEFA that ultimate day. I want to give everybody, the Chihuahuas out there, that ultimate day, okay? And get it done. Now, starts today. Cremonese, must win. Rotation. We're hearing about Pogba starting potentially. Why not start on Thursday?
Yes, absolutely.
We were thinking the exact same thing on that. Why would you start him today? Like, if you, because Max said in his press conference yesterday, we're not sure if he can recover if he gets too many minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't seen him recover. Take that chance on Thursday, not today against Cremonese. Even though this is a must win, because we know May 22nd we're going to get penalties. Okay, we're going to get points coming back, so we have to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
You still, for me, you don't run that risk. You haven't up until this point. Trust the other guys, move forward. I think we're on the same page on that, right, Luch?
100%, especially if you don't need him at all. He definitely no chance he should be starting today. Only play him if he's needed for 10, 15 minutes. Other than that, I wouldn't even let him see the pitch. It's simple.
Yeah.
You should have enough. You should have enough quality in this team, even with some rotation, to win this game. Like there should be no excuse not to win this game.
Yeah, and I mean Jeremiah's saying the same things. He's agrees completely. Animesh saying maybe give him 45 minutes, rest him for the second half. Sure.
Too much. That's too much time, I think.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Well,
He's getting what? He's getting like 20, 25 minutes somewhere in there.
That's what I mean. Can he handle 45 today and another 60 on Thursday? I don't think so.
Man, and even if you were going to make that next jump to 45 minutes, do it on Thursday.
Yes.
Do it on Thursday.
Yep. I'm not even sure if he can start Thursday. Like maybe he plays the entire second half or 35 minutes of the second half. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. We will find out. Are we sure Sefrin wouldn't keep us away from your... No.
We are not sure.
But we have to seal everything up for ourselves and then deal with the consequences that happen. We're absolutely not sure, and I would probably bank that Sefrin is going to do something one way or another to see us out for the season. We already know they're trying to strong arm us into keeping or taking that plea deal or whatnot. As a cool, watching you is one of my favorite things, even when we were losing. Anyway, easy win tonight. Hey, I hope so.
I don't know about easy.
AJC Army member there as well. Sign up for the memberships, everybody. There's memberships. You have to be on a desktop and then log into our YouTube channel and check it out. 3 different tiers. Thank you for everybody who's already chosen to become a member. We appreciate it. And there's other ways to support. Merchandise, of course, tied in there. Super chat is enabled. Thank you again, everybody. And let's keep it rolling here on the game. Here's your odds, everybody. Juventus winning pays you 1.4 times your money. A draw, just shy of 5 times your money. Cremonese to win, almost 8 times your money.
Jeez.
I'm going to tell you right now, don't take it. Don't take that bet, okay? Little hint at my prediction today anyways, but don't take that, okay? Allegri is probably going to have eyes on Thursday, and rightfully so, okay? Rightfully so. No, he just can't wake his ass up, Omer.
Who knows what that guy does, man.
Luca, come on. Soft, man. He's soft. You know what it's like in Quebec there. No disrespect to any other Quebecers that might be checking out the... but come on. Come on.
Just disrespect to Luca.
Midweek, UEFA Europa League Semi Final, the deciding second leg. Obviously, this is going to influence team selection and whatnot. We'll get into the projected lineup and whatnot. Thankfully, Cremonese are far, far, far from a top side, okay? We should be able to dispatch them. Should be able
Should.
to.
Big
Every
word.
time we say that, it's a little
Big if.
sketchy, a little dicey. But we know what the win's going to do for Juve. It's going to pull us farther away. Obviously talked about AC Milan continuing to falter. And this is all looking good for us. Again, it's in our hands. We got to finish strong so that that point penalty potentially doesn't even affect us. If we win Europa League, bonus, okay? Cremonese, as far as they go, they're staring down the barrel of gun of a relegation fight, okay? And a loss today pretty much seals it for them, okay? So, and we know what teams are like when they play Juventus, okay? They can dial it up. They can turn it up. We have been very predictable ourselves. I love the predictions coming in. Keep them coming in, everybody, okay? Get the likes up, too. Get the likes up there. We got some little troll following us around, dropping a thumbs down on videos and everything. You know, there's mutts out there. It's okay. Now, we're going to keep it rolling. Cremonese is going to have Carnesecchi. We've been hearing the rumors about this kid coming along. He has had some incredible games this season. If you've seen Cremonese highlights or anything like that, usually you'll see some ridiculous saves from Carnesecchi. Obviously linked with Juventus, was asked about it, and in his interview was fantastic. He said, confirmed the interest, essentially, and said, it is said that dreaming is free. In regards to his future and the links with Juventus, hey, bravo, sign this kid today. Let's go. I'm in. So we're going to get a good look at Carnesecchi. For them, 4-3-1-2 is expected for probable lineup. Carnesecchi, Nicola, Vasquez, Chiriche, Valerie, Mete, Castagnetti, Benassi. Benassi's a name I haven't heard forever. That guy's become a journeyman. Galdamez, Okediki, and then Ciofani for Cremonese. 4-3-1-2. Juve, we know our situation. Big deciding game. Okay, we're fortunate to come out with a draw in the first leg, but leaves it all to play for in Spain. The probable lineup that I saw out there before we were hearing rumors of potentially Pogba starting: Perin, Gatti, Rugani, Bremer, Barbieri, Fagioli, Paredes, Miretti, Kostic, Keane, and Milik. That was the projected that I saw. That was the one yesterday. I've been keeping tabs today to see if there's any coming out as of yet. I still haven't seen anything come out just quite yet in terms of the lineup. Gazzetta was the one also saying Pogba could start against Cremonese. One change to the one that I saw. This is one that's a little bit after this one. Perin, Gatti, Rugani, Danilo, Barbieri, Fagioli, Paredes, Miretti, Illing Jr., Keane, and Milik. Okay? I prefer the second one.
I was going to say the same.
I prefer the second one. Why? You can't have a left side of Bremer and Kostic. You got to have somebody that's got a little more versatility to push that wing back forward, right? Gatti, Rugani, absolutely fine with. Danilo on the left side with Illing Jr. ahead of him makes sense. And Illing Jr. needs more minutes and whatnot. Kostic should have been getting more rest throughout the season based on what Illing Jr. was doing. So let's go. The midfield, Miretti, Paredes, Fagioli. Locatelli, rest him up for Thursday. Paredes plays. Okay. Miretti, Fagioli. Let's do it. And they're both young, whatever they can handle. If one of those guys has to be called in Thursday, which I would imagine Fagioli gets a start on Thursday, be just fine. Barbieri, yeah. Hell yeah.
Why not?
Keane and Milik, we struggle when we play two strikers in this 3-5-2, and we shouldn't but a large part of it has to do with how we play our midfields.
Yeah.
Because one of those guys is always expected to almost turn into one of these Drake Artista types or whatever. And Keenan Milik, neither one of them is going to give you that.
But I think that's why it's good to have Moretti in there.
Well, yeah, but we still play him out of a Mezzala role and then going there. So effective, it essentially only gives you that on one side of the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not able to really do that unless they played him centrally ahead of two pivots. Fagioli and Paredes as two pivots. There's question marks there.
Yeah.
One way or another, none of this matters. We're at home. Come out with a strong approach. Put Cremonese under and take advantage of this relegation side you have, no matter who's on the pitch. Get the job done. Get yourselves out of there and get ready for Thursday. This lineup, though, more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
Keane's going to score today.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, well, I said it first. Pick something else. Gotcha, man. Key stats before we get into predictions, and then we're going to have a round of Storm the Barn. Juve have never lost to Cremonese. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, I'm going to give you guys key stats. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? I agree with you about Keane scoring. There we go. Tal saying I really want to see Illing and Keane play together. Have a feeling they would work well together. Oh, yeah.
It's a good shout.
Juventus have never lost to Cremonese in Serie. This run extends to 15 matches. The Bianconeri winning 11 and the other 4 ending in a draw. Only against Piacenza does Juve have a better unbeaten record. Cremonese have drawn against Juventus the last 2 times we met. All right. Juventus have a 100% win rate against Cremonese at home in Serie. Okay? The visitors are just one of just 4 teams that Juve has such a record. And that's from 7 or more games played against them at home. So 4 teams Juve has an unbeaten record at home. 100% win rate at home. Cremonese is one of them. Fuck, I'm really making this tough on the boys. Juve have won 10 of their 13 home games in Serie A since October 2022. This is more than any other side in the league except for Napoli, which we are tied for at 10.
Okay.
Cremonese have drawn 8 away games in Serie A this season. It is more than any other side in the league except for Salernitana, also drawing 8 away from home. Cremonese's number 1, Marco Carnesecchi, our target, has made 80 saves in 2023.
Jesus.
My God, if we can't come out of this game with chances and opportunities, I will take back the defense of Max Allegri and everything and say blow up this team if we can't get opportunities against Cremonese today. 80 saves in just 2023 is wild to me.
That's insane.
More than any other goalkeeper in the top 5 European leagues. This guy is getting peppered, okay? Wow. So, good for him. He's putting together a hell of a highlight reel, making some great stops in there too. But yeah, let's keep it rolling. Get a ton of opportunities on him. Monza 1-0 up on Napoli. There you go. They're probably still hungover and whatnot. See them still being clowns. Unable to accept a victory in a classy manner. I saw a bunch of Napoli fans going into a Juve store and celebrating and like jumping up in there. And it's like, how rent free does Juve? It's like you guys are still so small time, and you're proving it in everything you're doing. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I still can't get over the 80 saves by Carnesecchi, man. That's wild to me.
You know who that helps? Atalanta, when they're trying to sell him, they're gonna ask for every dime, every penny, and keep jacking up that price every save he makes.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane, man. Oh,
And I was just going to look up some reverse fixture. Big shout out to Animesh, member of the AJC Army here. We had 19 shots against Cremonese the last time we played them. So, yeah, at the back, shambles. Hey!
who finally
Hey,
woke
sunshine. Oh, able to wake up. Be
What
a
a
man.
clown. What a
Be
clown.
a man. Sack up, Buttercup. All right. Nice to see you, Luca. All right.
He should be suspended from AJC for the remainder of the season.
That might just come into play. Prediction challenge, everybody. I saw predictions coming in earlier. It is time. Final score, 2 tiebreakers. Let's go. Lucci, you're up first.
Oh, man. I will go 2-0 Juve. I will a total of 7 corners.
How many?
7.
For Juve.
With 7 for Juve, yeah, sorry. I can't say Keane goal now since you stole that. And you know what? First yellow card to Paredes is gonna be my last tiebreaker.
Omer coming in here 4-0.
Jesus.
I think he's been dancing with Mary Jane. Dom B, 2-0.
Yeah, okay.
1-0. Cortomuso.
That could be possible too.
3-0. Chiesa goal. Carnesecchi over 5 saves. Yeah, there you go. Juve 3-0. All right. You know what? We haven't done a giveaway in a while. It's been a while since we've done a giveaway. This season's been kind of, a tough one, bit of a roller coaster emotionally for us. Let's do a giveaway on this game. Let's put something up, okay? Let's get after it. And I am going to be doing a live watch along, so hopefully you all, I see you all there and joining. I'll be coming on probably about 11:20ish my time, so that's about 25 minutes before kickoff. But let's do something. If Juve scores 3 goals in this game and wins it, we're going to give some away. We're going to give a kit away, okay? And let's say we'll give away one of the new kits, okay?
Oh.
Because they're going to be playing with the new kits, okay? They're going to be rocking them today against Cremonese. I personally like them. My only knock is that the back, the name sets should have been in full yellow, okay?
Oh, that would have been cool.
Rather than the white with the yellow outline, they should have just done it in solid yellow. We had Champions League kits before that were like that, but you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's get after it.
I like it. I'm a fan.
If Juve scores 3 goals and wins today, we're going to give away one of the new kits to a lucky subscriber, all right? So there you go.
What are the odds on that one? 3-0 Juve wins, probably like plus 12,000. Because it never happens.
Let's do it. Everybody's getting jacked up. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's see them get the 3 goals here. And we're going to give away one of those new home kits to one of the lucky subscribers, all right? So how we're going to choose the winner, that's going to be, we'll have to figure that out as a team and whatnot, okay? And we'll have to do something, but let's go for it. 3 goals and a victory for Juventus. And I will say that my prediction is that we are going to give one of those away. I'm going to say 3-0 is going to be the score today. Moise Keane.
900. There you go. If you want to
Moise Keane gets a goal. And what should be my other tie? Oh, Carnesecchi. I got to ride with the Carnesecchi. I think he makes, I'm going to call at least 6 stops from Carnesecchi. Maybe 7.
Yeah.
Should go with 7. 7's a lucky number.
We don't shoot that much though, so that would be the only issue with that if you want to
I
keep
know,
going
but
higher.
today we're gonna get it. We're gonna have a ton of chances. We're gonna go after it. We're gonna get the Illings playing. Okay, you're gonna be cooking up that sideline.
Is he
Moise
starting?
Keane's
Can we
back.
confirm that?
Well, I haven't confirmed it, but I've just confirmed it to myself to convince
Okay.
myself that Carnesecchi's gonna make 6 stops, whatever. So 6 stops from Carnesecchi.
I like the 3-0 Juve win plus 900. Good Chicoria right there.
There you go.
Ching.
Claudio T coming in saying Pogba scores today if the rumors are true that he's starting. Deepak's calling a Carnesecchi mistake. An error. Maybe, because, he's fired up. He's thinking about this Juve interest, whatnot. Wants to come out, get done. But the big one today, Juve, 3 goals and a victory. Sees somebody, some lucky subscriber, winning one of the new kits. All right, so there you go. Now, storm the barn. First off, we're going to open it up to Lucci. If there's anything we haven't talked about that you want or you got a question, otherwise, everybody in the live chat, we have a good amount of time to tackle some questions, all right? So, storm the barn, start firing away live chat. Lucci, anything you want to bring up? Or
We've spoken about this before, but I don't know if you've really given a straight answer. So let's say we do decide to move on from Max. Who is priority number 1 to replace him, in your opinion?
Tudor.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Tudor for me. I would love to see Zidane back at Juventus one day, but I think now is not the right time. I think there will be a time that we need to build up to get there. Conte, I can see everybody wanting to get back to that spirit and what he brings in and whatnot. I'm not there.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm done with returns at the coaching position and stuff like that. And I think it's in part of working forward and what we want to do. So no. De Zerbi, I'm mixed on De Zerbi. I really like De Zerbi. I do like him as a coach. My knock on him is I think it's a bit of a one-trick pony. That's my one thing with De Zerbi is I think it's this, and it's kind of the same thing as I see with Conte. This is what you get, and there's nothing different. For me, the difference in Tudor is what I see in terms of preparation from one opponent to the next. And there's a lot there. In terms of the egos, managing roster, I don't know if that's so much an issue at Juve right now because we're pretty young. We're fairly young. And the guys that are older are kind of like towards the end and stuff, and there's no Cristiano Ronaldo to have to come in and rain down on or whatever, try to rein in and get him to buy it. Like, no. Even our superstars are young players.
Yep.
So I like this need for like a Zidane or somebody that can deal with the egos. I see Zidane very similar to Max Allegri in being a manager. We need a coach. I'm leaning towards Tudor being the guy. He's got links to the club. He is a strong-minded individual. He is a no-nonsense individual. And he's proven to motivate players to get a little bit more than maybe their threshold is, which is very similar to what Conte can do.
True.
I'm leaning towards Tudor.
Interesting.
Who's your guy?
You sold me on that. That was a good sell, Al.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't be upset with that. I would like to see what he's done pretty good with. I believe it's Marseille, right? I think they're
Yeah.
second or third in Ligue 1. So I mean, he's shown that he can do it in different leagues, different types of players, so on and so forth. I don't think it's the time, but I do like seeing what some of the '06 World Cup champs are doing with some of the Serie B teams. Grosso's been promoted. Gilardino, I believe, has also been promoted with Genoa. Not with '06, but Thiago Motta's done some good work with Bologna. Someone mentioned Palladino in there as well. Like these guys are
Too
looking
soon.
good. Yes, are looking good with these I guess smaller teams, for lack of better terms, with less pressure, less not playing in Europe and things like that. They still need some time, but they are looking promising. So I think that could be a step in a few years. But it's good to see them doing well for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, everybody's going to have their thoughts. Everyone's going to have their feelings, and that's cool. It's
Yeah.
the one thing I say is I'm so glad I'm not the one making the decision for Juventus because it's crucial. And that
Mm-hmm.
is probably the biggest understatement out there right now, but they have got to get it right on the next guy. Now,
Yep.
we might be talking too soon too because Max Allegri, it's still up in the air. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But if I could hand pick about these, my pick would be Tudor. Now, Storm the Barn. Would you sell Tech or Perin tomorrow to get Carnesecchi? I would sell Tech.
In a heartbeat. Yep.
If Tech was willing to take a move and we could do that, we've got Perin locked in for a year beyond. If that was the difference to bring in Carnesecchi, yeah, I would. I would.
Absolutely. You free up a lot of salary as well with moving
A
Tech.
huge amount of salary gets freed up
Yep.
in that move as well. And
Plus-
Perin's a starting goalie for sure.
Oh,
For sure. You got Carnesecchi coming in the ranks. Yeah.
easy sell for me. Yep.
Yeah. For Lucci from Omer, what's your opinion about Quadrado?
I mean,
Hey, I'm
he's
gonna
gone.
obviously Omar's ribbon here, but this question came up the other day, and Anthony, bless his heart, okay, bless his heart. We were having the discussion about Sandro and the fact that he's got to hit 40 games. Okay, we've got 4 league games left, a semi-final and a final potentially, and hopefully 6 games total. He's got to hit 40. He's got to get 4 games. I said, if you're Juventus, there's absolutely no chance in hell you let him hit that 40. You keep power in your own hands as
Right.
far as what you do. Anthony said no. He's like, you think we can make it the rest of these games with? And I said, yeah, absolutely. We can make it the rest of games without playing him.
He's not playing today. That's one
Yeah.
already.
But I said, out of Sandro and Quadrado, if push came to shove, I would actually keep Quadrado. And I'm going to ask you the same question. If you had to, if you were Juventus and you absolutely had to pick one out of those two, which one would
Jesus.
you pick, Lucci?
That's like picking poison or a gun. I guess just because based on his versatility and his offensive prowess, I guess you could say, I would probably pick Quadrado.
See?
I don't want to. I really don't want to.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, it's not about what we want to and what we don't want to, but it's Quadrado would be the pick. Skanga was on one, to say the least.
I mean,
So, what's a Juve coming in here? Does it really hurt us to lose Vlahović? Yes, he is a great striker, but we will get a lot of money, and we have Yildiz at next gen. Also, remember, Keane is still very young. I believe it, in a way, does hurt us. Especially if he goes somewhere, which I truly do believe, he will find form and he will score goals in a setup that's catered to get more out of your forwards and strikers. Ours does not. And Keane not excelling, Milik not excelling, and everybody's ready to... At some point, you have to say there's probably a bit more going on than just the individuals. I think that's a fair assessment to say at Juventus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit more than just the individuals. Where I think it hurts us is if you're on the outside looking in as a top prospect, as a player, whatnot, like, it kind of hurts that curb appeal. Juve will always still have this appeal, though, because of our history and the fact that we are the biggest club in Italy and whatnot. So we'll always have that appeal, especially with players in Serie and Italian players and whatnot. We'll always have that appeal. We even have it to foreigners. But I think it hurts your curb appeal a little bit when you have guys that come in for that short a period of time that are high-level prospects and they want to move on.
Yeah,
I think the Delict one hurts us a bit when he's so quick to jump out and whatnot. And I think this Vlahović one would hurt us a bit more too, because there's two guys that were high-level prospects that come in, and if they both ask for requests, that immediate leaving. Like I said, the big one, though, is a guy like Chiesa.
Mm-hmm.
But
huge eye-opener if that happens, for sure.
in terms of this question being roster-wise, does it hurt us tremendously? Based on the output this year, no. But again, it comes down to uncertainties. Who's coaching next year? What are we doing? Are we moving out of a 3-5-2? What are we doing, right? Way too much to answer. But I would hate to get rid of Vlahović and then we bring in somebody that's attack-minded and we change our style and we all of a sudden are creating a lot more and stuff. Then I would hate to see that, because that's when you should be able to see what we really, really got, right? It's a tough one. It's a tough one any way you slice it. Luch, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that for young players that are considering moves, that have multiple offers or whatever, and they're saying, well, De Ligt wanted to leave, Dusan wanted to leave. If something similar with Chiesa happens, it kind of gives you like, well, why would I want to go there if things are other players didn't want to stay? You know what I mean? It gives you just kind of a bad taste in your mouth. So you got to try to keep him and Chiesa happy. I understand he hasn't had a great season. If that's not solely on Max, that's part of his problem, definitely. But he's 22. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt, and you can't lose you can't lose money on a top prospect, first of all, and you can't just give up on a top prospect.
And this,
so yes, that would definitely be a downgrade. Absolutely,
big downgrade, huge downgrade. Even given this season, jeez.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Everybody get the likes up here. We still got some more stored in the barns here we're going to be rolling in. I hate these questions. Federico, you're killing me. Killing me, man.
Why do you have to keep only one? Why can't we keep two or all three? Man, I don't even know. Honestly, for me, I think it'd probably be Moretti.
I had this question the other day of all, you could only keep one, and I went against a lot of the things I've been saying as of late about his play and everything like that, whatnot, but like, not as of late, sorry, but just in general, but Moretti. I think Rovella has the highest ceiling out of all of them.
Interesting.
But if I had to pick one to keep, Rovella's got some injury numbers there already. Mm-hmm. Fagioli, people will dig at me for this one, and it was one of the reasons that I separated these two, is because Fagioli, I think, and this is not a knock on him, it's not disrespect, but I think we're very close in terms of Fagioli to where he's going to be or what he's going to be. Like, I think we're close.
Yeah.
Rovella, I think we've seen like scratching of the surface. I think he's got the highest ceiling out of all three. Miretti is there for ceiling. Like he's got high potential. The way I see Miretti reading the game and what he does, where he moves, like it's there. It's high level. Like where he struggles is timing. It's time, it's urgency. It's like all stuff that can get there with reps.
Yes.
And I think he needs a loan. I really do. But Miretti, like I don't think we are even close to where this kid could end up. And I actually like the biggest thing too, separating them for me is the emotional aspect. Because if I'm going to take Rovella out just due to injury concerns, Fagioli and Miretti, I'm separating number one on ceiling, the difference to ceiling. And I think Miretti's got higher ceiling, but also the fact that he's stone cold. He's stone cold when it comes to emotion. That's not a knock on players that are emotional, but I think he's closer to being that type of mentality that like, okay, yeah, you know what? I fucked this up. I'll get the next one, whatever. Like he's stone cold everything. Being played in big games, certain moments, whatever. Like the kid shows no emotion. But what I see on the pitch is he's making the right moves. He's moving into the right areas and stuff like that. Like I would pick Miretti.
And I agree, and I see a lot of people giving him some slack over, making the wrong move or the wrong decision when he's in these games. But let's not. He's 19. He's gonna. Yes, maybe he probably should have been on loan this year if we had more options. But these are learning curves for him. How many do you think going forward he's gonna make those same mistakes? No, because he hasn't learned yet playing with these men, like playing with men. With before he was just playing with kids. So it's all learning. I think he's got the potential to be a great player, and I do agree with. Although we hate Luca right now, he has a good point about Rovella being that he's just so different compared to the other two. Position wise, vision wise, the way he holds the ball. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Miretti.
Yeah. Although coming in here, probably wording it the best. I think Miretti is the best long term because he is the most physical, potentially least injury prone, and high potential. Probably the best combo out of all of them. I can easily see people sign with Fagioli, and it's not like there is no wrong here. I want to keep them all.
Yeah,
I mean, we want to keep all three. I
don't see why we can't.
We were pissed when Rovella got sent back on loan this year. For us to pick up Paredes, we're like, just keep Rovella around. But is what it is. You can only get one player in the Mercado. What position are you getting? Lucci.
Jeez. Probably a right back. I don't know who. Well, again, it depends if we switch to a back four or three. That changes my answer. Because if we need a real right back or a wing back, your answer will change. You'll change. I do like Singo though.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that would be towards the top of my list.
You can only get one position. Well. So why right back and why not left back?
Because you got Cambiasso coming back. So that would be my assumption that he's going to play off the left.
He plays
plays both.
Capable of playing left and right. Same like Danilo, but Danilo prefers the right.
And he prefers the left. Cambiasso prefers the left, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Luke confirmed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he does. He predominantly plays left and prefers.
And
left.
I mean, who do we have on the left side as options? Anyways, I just remember, like I've seen Singo enough that I know that he would be a great ad down that right side.
Singo's right-sided, yeah, but then.
And Animesh raises a good point. Quadrado leaves. MDS won't be back for who knows how long. Yeah. So you do need a right-sided player for sure.
Yeah. Right back, eh? Is center back's worth a shout too, because
Of course it is.
moving Danilo out too, it's tough. But the one, yeah, it left back or right back though. So nobody's gonna be on the right other than Danilo. Cambiaso can also still fill in there. So for me, I'm just gonna say fullback in general, because I still believe it could be left or right. I think we could still make it work. Barbieri can do work on the right behind Danilo. Cambiaso plays left or right, so he'll be coverage on both sides. So whether you get a strong right back or a strong left back, I think we're okay. Either
That's
way,
fair.
to be honest. So it's just got to be fullback. Has to be fullback.
Yep.
No transfer mercado next year. Are you guys okay with Illing and Sule as starting wingers, assuming Di Maria leaves?
I mean, well, I'm almost certain Sule is not a natural winger. He's more of a free role attacking midfielder, I guess you could say. I don't know if he
Yeah.
has the physicality to be a winger or the pace, really.
We're kind of running into the same thing we were with Dybala on Sule.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very, very similar feeling in terms of how they play and how they need to be used and whatnot. He's like kind of that hybrid between an advanced midfielder and a winger type thing.
Yes.
So it's hard because those guys are kind of phasing out in most setups nowadays, right?
So, I mean, I would assume they'd play Kostic as a left winger, move him up a bit instead of left mid or left wing back, whatever is technically his position now. But I do like Ealing. I don't know if he's ready to be a starter, to be honest. Every game in and game out, I do think he deserves some starts for sure, though. So, yeah.
Chiesa's going to be around, okay? So that's one of you're really rotating wingers.
One side.
Illing can play right side as well, and according to him, he likes playing off the right side. I'm fine with keeping those guys around. I think we'd still potentially need a little more firepower.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to compete on three fronts, definitely. You need some options.
You still need some more firepower. I'm fine with obviously them getting more minutes. I've wanted Illing getting more minutes all year from when we saw those early cameos and stuff. So yeah, just need a little more firepower though. A little more firepower. That was the last storm the barn in here. Everybody, wrapping things up. Watch along. I hope to see you all there. And we know what we're asking for today. 3 goals and a Juve victory. I'm interested. These kits, I think these kits are going to look sick on the pitch.
I'm excited to see them in action.
I like them. Again, I will say this. I think less stripes would have been the play. With how they did the design and given it that feeling and whatnot, I think less stripes would have looked better for the effect. However, I still like them. And the back just had to be solid. I was hoping for solid yellow on the name sets. Juve, come on. I need to get involved in some kit design. I need to get someone involved here. But everybody, we'll see you on the watch along. Lucci, absolute pleasure. Fun tonight. Forza Juve, absolutely. Animesh, saying Sule needs a loan out. I'm not against that too.
I mean, if you got no options, you can't do that. If you got 3 players up top.
This season, I think, was the play for the Sule loan. They tried in January. Sule wanted to stay.
Good for him.
See what it is. Aldo likes the kit. Ciao, ciao. There you go. Let's see. Is there a rewards program, Platinum Club, at HAC to have more chances for the kit? We got to figure out how we're going to divvy it out because I actually do believe, hey, it was my prediction, 3-0 Juventus victory. We'll see somebody get a kit. Good luck to everybody. All right. I'll see you for the watch along. We're going to track it. And hopefully we have 3 goals to celebrate. And then tomorrow morning on the podcast, live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we'll figure out how we determine who wins the kit. All right? Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. We'll see you all in a few hours getting ready for the match. Ciao tutti.
Yeah.